Welcome everyone to my channel. Let's talk about the finance, economy news and other. Please subscribe, like this video and let's begin this stream. In the central bank, signs of ruble stabilization have been observed. Deputy Chairman of the Bank of Russia, Philip Gabunia, stated that the current volatility in the currency market is caused by temporary factors and the measures already taken are sufficient for stabilization. He noted that the regulator sees an improvement of the situation. Mr. Gabunia emphasized that if payment issues continue to cause risk to financial stability of Russia, the central bank has tools at its disposal to address them. However, at the moment he clarified that the regulator doesn't see any threats to financial stability. We see signs that the situation is stabilizing. Importantly, we are maintaining our policy of a floating exchange rate of ruble, which is essential for adapting the economy to external conditions, balancing the interests of exporters, importers, and other economic participants, he said. On November 27, the dollar exchange rate exceeded 114 rubles, surging by 11.5% at one point. The ruble's weakening is attributed to a currency shortage caused by United States sanctions, which have made it harder for exporters to repatriate revenue. To reduce volatility, the central bank has suspended currency purchases on the domestic market until the end of this year. Meanwhile, over 80% of exporters' revenue is now in rubles and friendly currencies, Deputy Chairman of the Bank of Russia, Philip Gabunia, announced during a press conference on Friday. Revenue in rubles and friendly currencies exceeded 80%, he stated. The central bank had earlier reported that the share of toxic currencies, such as the dollar and euro, as he says, in the revenue of Russia's largest exporters dropped to 17% by September 2023. The remaining revenue primarily comes from rubles and friendly currencies, with the yuan taking a leading role in Russia. Meanwhile, debt collectors, banks, and microfinance organizations are facing a wave of unscheduled inspections focusing on debt recovery practices, according to RBK. These inspections were initiated following instructions from Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Grigorenko. In October, the Federal Bailiff Service began large-scale checks on organizations involved in debt collection, including collection agencies, banks, and MFOs. According to industry sources, these are some of the most thorough and strict inspections seen in the past 2 to 3 years. The FCCP is verifying how collectors interact with debtors and reviewing their hiring practices. Inspectors are also requesting extensive documentation, including record of contact with debtors, audio recordings of calls, and details of any complaints. These actions stem from a directive issued on October 10, 2024, which requires the FCCP to conduct spot checks to ensure compliance with the federal law on debt collection. As now, 33 organizations, including banks, microfinance organizations, and collection agencies, are under review. Companies flagged as a high risk, those with a history of serious violations such as threats, physical harm, or misleading debtors, are priority. For example, 18% collection agencies are currently listed as high risk on FCCP registry. The inspections aim to address citizen complaints about aggressive or illegal debt collection practices. From January to September 2024, the FCCP received 38,600 complaints, with about 27% deemed valid. Industry experts suggest that the intensified oversight could also be a response to complaints filed against the FCCP itself by collectors. Despite the increased scrutiny, representative from the National Association of Professional Collection Agencies expressed support for export to create a more regulatory debt collection market. While violations could lead to penalties, restrictions, or even exclusion from the FCCP registry, officials emphasize that warnings don't necessarily indicate misconduct. Instead, they serve as preventive measures to maintain industry standards. What do you think about this? Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment this.